Ready?
What are we doing? Running?
Set. Go! Champion! Do you want to sit here?
No.
See, gentleman. Get that phone. It's got my jams on it now.
Oh no. You got cooties.
I don't have any cuties.
You got so many cooties.
I don't have any. Let me just set the scene, light the space.
Yeah.
Get the
vibe.
Set the vibe, because you know I am international vibe setter.
Vibe setter in the house.
Oh.
In the house.
Honestly, I don't know why we're doing podcasts. You need to get on X Factor or something.
It's offensive that I've not won it, to be honest.
You know what it is, babe? It's because you're just not putting out your content, you know? You're always singing here, singing there. You've got all the mics, all the songs, all the lyrics, and you've not put out one thing. What do you
House
expect?
of Free said we were great. Really,
Exactly.
I'm just waiting for you to become my duet partner.
The thing is, babe, like, I can't not sing, but I can't sing, you know?
I think you can.
I can sing, but I can't, you know? Like, I can sing better than average, but not good enough to, for it to be a career, you know?
Well, we could just do like a one-hit wonder.
My talent's in my looks, you see. That's where my talent is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
You meant to say no. It's not all about looks, you know. You're so shallow.
I was going to say, and you're funny.
That's why you're laughing. I knew it.
It's true.
All right, Alan, hold tight. Oh, you thought I was introducing you. No one cares. Everyone knows who you are, Queen of Pals. You don't need any introductions. We'll just get bang into it, you know.
Okay then.
Yo, so what's the crack?
What's the crack? Well, I just read today that the World Athletics Organization has now banned transgender women from competing in female events.
You know what the funniest thing is? How does that even need to be a thing? Like, how have they even been banned? Like, how has it got to the point where we actually need to ban transgender women from competing with actual women in athletic events?
Yeah.
The governing body of athleticism, I assume, have had to realise that actually it wasn't a good idea letting biological men compete with females.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, we are stronger than you.
It's true.
We are faster than you.
It's also true. I saw how fast you ran yesterday.
Super fast. I held your hand and we were doing zooms.
I don't think I've ever ran that fast in my life.
You need to lift off. I told you, I'm like Usain Bolt out here. You know what I mean? I'm Usain Bolt. That's how I roll. I mean, it's good news. That's good news.
It's good news, but I think they said it's not forever, or this could change. So I think what they're going to do is research into things, and then decide going forward. So we'll see. But I feel like transgender women have had like a bit of a laugh because I think I'm going to be a woman and win in the women's department because I couldn't win in men.
There was that dude. I mean, that transgender woman in a. I can't keep up with it. It was a dude in America, and he ranked like 430 something or something like that in the world or in America. And then did the women's when he turned transgender and won it. And it's just like, like, bro, you skipped the line. Like so
much.
Like you skipped.
You didn't even skip a little bit. You skipped most of it.
There was no excuse me. There was no pardon me. You just went straight to the front. Yeah, this is my gold medal now.
I'm having it.
But you know what the saddest thing was? That was a couple of months ago now. It was last year.
That was a while ago.
Wasn't it? Yeah. The saddest thing about that is that you had the two biological females, second and third, on the podium with him, and they were like there smiling. I know they wasn't actually there smiling. But the point I'm getting at is no one said anything. Imagine you as a woman, have worked 10 years at your craft as let's say a runner, which to be an athlete, you have to be in like the top 1% of sports people, right? and then for
And
you,
years of training,
literally, and you don't get
years
paid
of
for none of that.
sacrifice.
You only go up when you finish. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you place, I think. So you've done everything. You've given up all the nights out, all the things with your friends and family, all the holidays,
Yeah.
everything to become what you are, only to get beaten by someone that's chosen that actually no, I'm not a man anymore. I'm a woman who probably hasn't put in half the amount of
I wouldn't have
effort
to.
that you've put in.
Yeah.
Like, would you not? What would you not just say something? I wouldn't even stand
Well, I
on the
feel like maybe they have been
podium.
saying stuff, which is why they've probably done something. And yeah, I would definitely say something because it's you know it's a piss take.
It's a piss take.
It's a piss take.
But yeah, that's just like shining light on how far gone society is at the minute and how lost everyone is. That this is even a discussion that we're having. Like, all right, yeah, we're finding the humor in it and finding it funny. But actually, if you actually break it down, it ain't a funny topic. It's actually quite sad.
How is this happening?
Like, how is this actually a thing in the world that's happening? Like,
I feel like they're just erasing women.
Yeah.
The female identity is like, because you can't even say mum now.
Yo,
well,
literally.
You've got to say birthing parent, which I find really offensive. Like, I'm sorry, if someone called me a birthing parent, I would lose my shit. I'd be like, excuse me.
Yo, imagine, you've gone to hospital with your mum, right, for something benign, right? No one's sick, but just a general checkup. And the doctor turns to you and goes, "Is that your birthing parent?"
No, sir, that's my mother.
I feel like, excuse me, you mean mother, bro? Then I'd call the doctor by his first name, like John. It's Dr. Blah, blah. No, it's John now. And your pronoun's mug. What are you talking about?
And I did not get pregnant for 9 months, sir, to be referred to as a birthing parent.
Oh, but it's not just women that can have children now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't care what hormones you're taking. I don't care how big your beard is. I don't care how big your pecs are. You have to be a woman to have a baby. Have a baby.
Baby.
A baby.
A baby.
Have a baby.
Yeah. And that's your identity now, but biologically, if you're giving birth, if you're able to give birth, it's because you got lady parts.
It's because you got the
lady parts.
You got the box to the left. Everything doesn't need to go in there though. It's a bit different to the one Beyonce was talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's like all these terms, all these names, everything that's going on. This is gonna actually blow your mind, Joe. Right? I read something this week. Right, in the Bible, demons referred to themselves as what?
Gods?
Nope.
I don't know.
Four words, yeah? They, them, we, and us. That's the pronouns.
I feel like I do know the they, them. Oh,
they call themselves they, them, we, and us.
What?
I'm not saying there's an agenda here, but all I'm saying is there's an agenda here. What's that, Alan? Exactly, bro. There's an agenda, bro. See, even Alan knows. He's not even from this planet. I'm telling you. Because like,
Alan.
Look, right. Let's not go down the whole religion thing, but God created man and women, right?
Yeah.
Forget humans. Let's look at nature. What genders are there in cats,
male and female,
in dogs, in cows, in horses?
You don't get non-binary or they, them. Because you know why? Because it's an identity that you've chosen to put upon yourself.
Yeah.
And you've decided, I feel this way. I'm a they now.
Yeah.
So cool. That's okay. If that's what you want to roll with, you can do that. But do not try to convince me that there's more than two genders, because there isn't.
Name yourself whatever you want. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I think. And I think the key is in the fact that people say, I identify as. You identify as because you are not that thing. You weren't born as that. That's what you're choosing to identify as.
That doesn't make sense.
What
that says is I'm playing a character.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I've decided to be this person.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can change your identity as much as you feel like.
Because one day I identify as a man, tomorrow I'm a woman, next I'm non-binary, next I'm this, and next I'm that. Well, what are you?
But I think
you can't change.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
They argue about gender. Is it? But how can you? All right, choose your gender, but then you change it. You can't.
Yeah.
So what is it? Do you know what I mean?
Tis confusion.
But yeah, but back to the religion thing. So right, there's only two genders, right? But they've got us, or they're trying to get everyone to call themselves God knows what. There's like hundreds of pronouns now. I've lost count of them all.
Yeah.
After XE,
I don't even know what that
like,
is. Like, who is making these?
I really don't know. I've not even got the energy
Like,
to find
this
out.
is the type of pronoun I'd expect ChatGPT to have. My pronoun is XE, XE.
But the thing is, they're trying to create all these different genders, right? From only the two that there actually are.
Mm.
So if God created man and woman, and now there's all these other ones, that's not God's creation.
Mm.
And if you identify as that, what are you doing? You're moving yourself further away from God.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So and every time
and straight to the devil.
Literally, and we know what the demons identify as: they, them, us, and we. They're not genders, are they? They're trying to make us like genderless, and they're trying to turn us to Satan. It seems like if just by what I'm saying, like, I don't know, I'm not a pastor. Do you know what I mean? I'm not an imam. I don't know, but if that's what demons be calling themselves, and that's what you be calling yourself, I'm gonna say that's satanic. But on guard.
Have you seen the guy who, I don't know if it is a guy, but I think the name is something. Is it Jeffrey Marsh? The guy who's like, it has like TikTok and YouTube, and essentially what he's doing, I don't know if he identifies as he, so whatever. But he basically is preaching to young kids that that you're confused about what body you're in, and you're confused. And
short hair wears makeup.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen this guy.
Jeffrey Marsh?
No, Jeffrey Marsh. Isn't that the guy that speaks out against it?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I can't remember the name, but I know the guy you're talking about. He's got short hair, wears like eyeshadow usually.
Yeah, he's got lipstick.
Yeah. And he's like, "Hi, kids.
Yeah.
This is for the kids. I want to speak to the kids."
Yeah. And he's like grooming people over the internet. He's grooming children over the internet, and his account's not been banned. And he's basically telling kids and children that, you're confused about the body you're in. Your parents have misnamed you and misgendered you and done this, and basically trying to convince them that they're in the wrong body and they're the wrong gender and they're wrong this but like nothing's been done about it. Like that, how?
But that says it all. But you talk about scientific facts on social media platforms and you get your accounts banned.
Yeah.
It seems and the thing is, right, we know that they've got the algorithms that can pick up words and literally, censor you just like that. They don't even need humans to do it. It's an algorithm. It's a program. COVID. YOLO. So we know that they can do it. But why haven't they done it for paedophilia? Why haven't they done it for racism? Why haven't they done it for child groomers and things like that? They can pick up on these conversations very easily. It doesn't require anything but zeros and ones and a bit of programming, which they have the technology to do. We know it because they use it for other things. So why haven't they used it for this? They either don't care about it, they agree with it and they're pushing it, or they don't care about it.
I think what the reality is, because if you think about it, YouTube Kids is a lot like that. There's a lot of weird stuff on YouTube Kids, and I think what's potentially happened is I think these people potentially with good intentions start these companies, but then get to a level where they've got investors now and they actually don't have any control over the company, and the people who have the shares in their company are actually the powerful people who are pushing this agenda. So they kind of decide, like, actually you can't do that, or actually we don't want you to touch that, or and they get involved in all these levels, and that's just the reality of it potentially. Or they're in on it and they actually sway that way too.
I think it's a bit of both, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I think
there's a lot of people that are in it. What term are we on? There's a lot of people that are in it, and there's other people that
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to me. How is there a whole YouTube for kids and there's so much weird stuff on it?
Yeah.
There's so much sexual stuff on there. There's so much inappropriate content on there. And the sad thing is, a lot of parents don't know. They don't know what their kids are watching.
Because you assume it's safe. Because
it says YouTube Kids.
This is for kids. You think under 18s, there's no swearing, there's no sexual content, there's nothing adult on there whatsoever. You're thinking cartoons, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah.
The numbers and the letters, not the people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it's actually full of ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah.
And there was not even undercover. There's cartoons on there, and on Netflix as well, I see. and it's like literally the cartoon dog is like, oh, I identify as this, and it's like
Yes.
explaining what it means, like
I'm non-binary.
yeah, like, and it's like, yo, what, like, why is this even a thing you're teaching kids? Like, cool,
Yeah.
it confuses adults. I'm confused. I don't understand the fuck you're talking about. How is a child under the age of 12, let's say, gonna understand it, even if adults don't? Even the people that, you know,
but I think that's the reality of it. I think most people who are in this group are confused. And I think you know, I think they're just confused in life. I think they're confused about who they are, and I think it's almost a little bit of a trend. Like it's trendy. It's trendy to have a pronoun, and I think it's funny that like a lot of the time you meet people like, you know, is it Gen Z? Gen Z or younger?
Yeah.
And they'll often be like, oh, well, what are your pronouns?
First introduction, not like a hello, how are you? What are your pronouns?
It's like, what are your pronouns?
Honestly, I hope no one ever asks me
that. You know, it's one thing you wanting people to refer to you by specific pronouns, but like, how is that like a way to introduce, like, do you know what I mean? Like, how?
Because you have to be politically correct. You don't want to misgender someone. You don't want to call them the wrong name.
Long gone are the days of rush hour.
Like it's not their, you know, their duty to tell you if they're that bothered. Like, hey, yo, my name's Paris, but like, can you call me P?
Yeah,
because that's usually,
like, if someone says your name wrong,
literally. Like, I don't know, like,
if someone gives you a little nickname that you don't want,
like Sads.
Like Sads. Can you just like not call me that? I'm not sad.
I gave you a nickname because I liked you, and you were so mean.
I wasn't mean. I said it so nicely. I was like, I know it's it's endearing and stuff, but can you just not?
I'm not Sads. I'm sort of.
Can you just not?
Basically, when we first met, I gave her a nickname, Sads, because, you know, shorts for Sodif, and she turned around and told me that, you know, she's not sad.
So not straight away. I let it go on for a little while because I was hoping you'd drop it.
I'm like, you know, I'm being all cool and that, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a nickname straight away because we're boys. We, getting on like a house on fire. And then she just hit me with, you know, I know it's endearing and stuff. Like, if you knew it was endearing, let it go, let it run.
You know, I'm really flattered and stuff, but could you really not call me sad? I really don't like it.
But yeah, you know what was funny about that? What did you say after like a while after the same day?
I think I apologized.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I've come across blunt or too direct. Is that what I apologized for?
Yeah. You pulled me to the side and you was like, oh, just want to say I'm sorry, like, if I came across really blunt, direct there, or like really rude.
Yes.
Yeah. And what did I say?
And you were like, don't apologize for being true to yourself.
Yeah. But this is a perfect example of what we're talking about, and it's so brilliant that this has actually just come up. But this is the problem. Everyone's scared to say to each other what they actually mean or what they actually think.
What they actually think and what they actually feel. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
So, because like, you didn't want to be called that name, right?
No.
So you told me, and now I don't say it to you. It's as simple as
that. And now I got a whole new nickname.
And you know, it's the same for these people. Like, yeah, cool. If you want to be called something, be called it. But to say that you are that is different. Like, call me a billionaire doesn't mean I am one. But they say, call me these names as if they are them.
But I don't even think that's the craziest bit. Like, okay, fair enough. You want me to call you this, and you want to believe you're that. That's absolutely fine. That's in your world. You can do what you want. But do not convince me that is reality and that is fact. Because I'm sorry, that's not the case for me. You know, you tell Christians that that Muhammad is a prophet, and they're going to say no. It's Jesus.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have your reality.
Which is okay.
Which is okay.
You have your opinions.
Yeah, you can have your reality, and you can have your opinion, and you can live your life your way, and, you know, we'll do ours our way. And but the bit for me that it's frustrating is where they try to convince you, like, well, this is it for everyone now. I don't think so.
It's not.
You know, like the whole thing about women, it's not women don't have periods.
Oh,
people do.
Yeah.
That drove me so insane. I'm sorry, what? No, women have periods, but now, because people are deciding to have other identities and other genders, they also have periods. But biologically, they're still female, because last time I checked, there was only, like, you know, those chromosomes and those chromosomes. There's what? 22, is it 22 and 23?
Chromosomes. Yeah. 23.
23?
22 is a deficient.
Is it? Okay.
I think.
23.
Maybe.
because men have like one thing that's different in their chromosomes, isn't it? That's the difference between a man and a woman, I think.
Oh, it's XX and XY, you mean?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't convince me that there's more than just them, because there isn't. Last time I checked, last time science checked.
No, some science still does check out.
Yeah, it checks out.
They'll probably change that soon. There'll be another, another. There'll be B there and a G.
No, because that'd be so out of order. It's not true at all. It's just not true. I'm sorry.
It's just not.
It's just not. You can't convince me otherwise.
But this is the problem. Yeah, people are scared to like in the the quest of avoiding offending someone. They're scared to say like, sorry, what you're saying is wrong. What you're saying is not true, or even forget that. I'm not going to accept what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
And all these people are running away with their ideas, running away with their little fantasy and their illusions that they're in, to the point now where it's a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think what it is, you get, for example, like J.K. Rowling came out and spoke about the whole transgender thing, and she got
J.K. Not just the Harry Potter, like
fair for all, man. You're a real one. But she got shut down, and she got so much hate and abuse online because she spoke out her mind, and she got censored.
Literally, how did they try and take Harry Potter away from her?
Like, I'm sorry, that's hers.
But that's what it's got to.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to.
Yeah.
She got called all names under the sun. And it's just like, yo.
Because that's what they've done. They've made it so that you cannot speak out. You cannot have a voice. You can't have these conversations. It's not a safe space. And the reality is, if we're giving you the freedom to be who you want, then sure, you should give us the freedom to say what we want and have our own opinions and be what we want. And we want to live in a world where that's not the reality. In our world, that is the case. And if we interact with your world, we'll respect you and say, okay, cool, we'll call you whatever you want to be called. But I don't believe that that's the case. But if that makes you happy, sure.
Literally,
sure.
Big up yourself, cool, whatever.
And if you need therapy, let us know. We can point you in the right direction.
Literally, we do things. We can hold ceremonies for you. We've got that down pat. And it's not that hard a conversation. But for some reason, and this is the agenda, they're pushing this narrative where you have to accept that as reality, rather than having the okay, cool, I understand what you're saying, and that's fine. But that's not my thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine going up to using the example you said, going up to a Christian as a Muslim and saying like, "Yo, you've got to follow my religion. Your religion's wrong."
Exactly,
it's the same thing.
Well, this is the conversation I tried to have with that chick when we were having the whole conversation about the period thing, and I was like, "But that's the reality of it, And she was like, "Oh, well, things have moved forward, and there's
we're in a different time." And
that is the case, But like everyone's got their own version of what time it is, and and Christians believe that it's Jesus, and Muslims believe that it's Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and you believe you're a they them, and that's cool. But we believe there's only two genders, and that's cool, and that's the reality of it.
But yeah, it's all just got out of hand, and it's actually just got to the point now where it's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so.
and the funniest thing is, and this is the trick that they've done, is that to speak out, not even against it, but just to speak your mind about it, you're labelled a transphobe. You're labelled a homophobe. You're labelled a
watch this get banned. Watch this get censored.
a thisophobe and thatophobe for like nothing we've said is hateful whatsoever. We're saying we accept people for everything they are, but don't try and say that your reality is my reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, people will watch what we've said and they'll say that we're transphobic for it.
Yeah.
But did we not just say you know what I mean? But you can't say anything because they take it as an attack on them, an attack on their reality, an attack on their beliefs, when all we're doing is giving you our beliefs and how we view
and
things.
it's like you're not allowed to have your beliefs.
Literally, but they want to be so accepted of what they believe, but they don't. It's not reciprocated.
No.
So I'm sorry, that's mental illness. Is it not? Is that I wish everyone would accept me. Why does no one accept the way I am or what I am? Oh, please just accept me. Okay, I accept you, but this is what I am. Oh, I don't accept that.
Yeah. How can you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. What is wrong with you? That's not how an adult's brain works. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Alan. Exactly, bro.
It was like that video we were watching yesterday where the guy, the Christian guy is, talking about, I'm really sure, I can't remember what the video he's talking about, but the girl comes up to him and she's like, "Oh, what do you think my pronouns are?" Like, you're obviously looking for an argument. How is he supposed to know what your pronouns
You're
are?
just entrapping him because you know he's going to say woman because you look like one, and that's going to be wrong. And then he gives you the excuse to say something back to him
and say he's a transphobe or a genderphobe or whatever phobe that you want to call it these days.
Misgendered me. You've done that. I haven't.
The audacity.
You've got long hair. You're about 5'4". You've got a female frame. You've got tits. You've got a soft voice. Do you know what I mean? Like, what
and
other
I don't
thing?
See facial hair on you.
Yeah, I don't see facial hair. You've got no muscles. You don't look like me, a man.
So I'm gonna guess your pronouns are she.
Her. But no, they're Cray and Z. It's just like, yo, they're just arguing for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
Bless them, man.
Plot thickens. I wonder where it's going to go. So yeah, the World Athletics Organization, they put a little ban on it. They're going to do some research,
which is a step in the right direction. But the you know, that bone in me is telling me that they're going to U-turn. Do you know what I mean?
I think, but specifically since they left the window open, saying that this might, I think they said something like, this this could change the future, or this isn't forever, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think I think the door that potentially led to it being open was the whole Caster Semenya situation, because she had like higher testosterone levels than the average female.
Yeah.
So I think potentially.
Because there's the argument like, where do you draw the line? Kind of thing.
But I think the reality is, that's not really her fault. She was genuinely born that way.
Yeah.
She didn't alter her testosterone levels.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware.
Uh-huh.
So if they're researching it and they're looking into it, then if you're I don't know, maybe they're going to look at it and think, well, if you're identifying as a female and you're transgender, then your female hormone levels need to match like a natural female who's born female and is grown up female, and then maybe that would like even it out.
But it still wouldn't though.
I mean,
it would on paper. But
I think to tick all the boxes and say we've done the research, we've done this. That's probably the route they're going to go down. I reckon.
You're born female. I'm born male. Okay, all my whatever thingies they use parameters to say that I've got the same now hormones levels as you. We operate at the same level hormonally.
Yeah.
Thinks. I'm still bigger than you.
I'm bigger than you.
I'm bigger than you. But you know what I mean? I'm still going to have denser muscle than you, probably. There's all these factors.
Yeah.
I've still had an advantage when I was a man. I've been able to train as a man that you wouldn't have had. So there's still going to be a difference there, despite the match that we might have, the chemical match that we have now.
Yeah, it's true.
I think you've called it there. That's what they're going to do. They're going to start bringing in like testing thing. And
they'll create like some sort of like metric that you've got to pass in order to qualify as being able to compete in the women's department.
It's just wicked,
so
man.
And
but you know what the funniest thing is? They like this whole thing is about like, I mean, they preach it as a fight for equality, right? They just want to be treated equal. Well, equality doesn't mean that you get to go play with the girls. Equality means that you get the transgender, competitions where all the trans people can go and compete together.
And I feel like that would be more fair. Maybe just make another division.
That's what equality is. Everyone gets their own thing. Toilets is another example. You got men, grown ass men dressed as women walking into females' toilets because they're transgender. Because they want equality. Out if there's
like a guy in there cleaning.
Can you imagine though? Imagine I'm waiting for you in the toilet, and you've just come out and you've gone, babe, there's a man in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be like, what do you mean there's a man in there? I'm not gonna ask you, was he dressed as this? What do you mean by that?
Why is there a man in there?
Literally, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? But they want equality.
And I feel like especially for like women, like the toilets is such a sacred place.
Yeah.
Because you go in there and do all sorts. You want privacy.
Literally.
Away from men.
Away from us.
And
safe space. You're not gonna get bothered by us in there.
Exactly. And there's sometimes there was that time where I had to go into the pub toilets and they had like a little room in the back where you could get changed and you could sort your hair out and stuff. And I went to get changed. But imagine if there was a transgender woman in there. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable taking my top and getting naked in front of that person because you're a man. I'm sorry. That would not be cool. That's like over the line for me personally. So I wouldn't be cool with that. So there needs to be something for them.
Exactly.
So they can still feel accepted, and everyone else can feel comfortable. There has to be like a happy solution.
Which is by definition equality.
Yeah.
Because what they're pushing is, we can use your toilets because this is what I am now. Well, by that definition, I can walk into the women's toilets as well, then, because that's equality. That's not equality. Equality is having a men's toilets, as we do, having a female's toilets. Oh, and if there's this new thing now, transgenderism, you can have your toilet as well. So that we have 3 toilets. There's a disabled toilet as well, isn't there? It's not rocket science. It's simple stuff.
Yeah.
But we've got this whole mad, like, imagine, yeah, you're in the toilet with our kid, and the man walks in. You've got a daughter with you.
Yeah, it's a solid no.
And they're there, dressed as a woman, cool, whatever. They might be taking this and that, but they've got a penis. So she's there, got it out because they're getting changed or something.
It's just
I'm sorry. That's not appropriate for your girl to see.
No. It's just not. It's solid no.
It's
solid.
I'm out.
Access denied.
Access denied.
Yeah, it's not on. I think the plot thickens on this one. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes, because it could go one of 2 ways. It could be one of those things where, businesses are going to have to start getting like 200 toilets to,
it can't go that way though.
But that's how ridiculous the situation is. You saw that Piers Morgan video where he was like, "Well, I identify as a unicorn." Why? And they were like, "You're being ridiculous."
But how is that being ridiculous?
Well, you identify as
I identify as a plural. I'm they and them.
Like, there's only one of you, G. How are you a they them? Like, I'm so confused. Somebody please explain it to me. I really don't get it.
Like, do you have a multiple personality
That's
disorder?
what I'm starting to think.
Like, that's what that tells me. Like, literally. God. It's just great, isn't it? It's just great.
So we'll see.
But you know what? The only thing you could do is smile and laugh at the whole thing, I think.
And keep telling people, I'm a woman. I'm not a birthing person or a birthing parent. And I'm a woman who has periods. And I'm not people.
100%. It's true. Jokes aside, it's actually true.
Yeah.
The only way that you can fight against this is by actually, having to tell people what you are.
But also, what this leads to? You know what this leads to? This erosion of the identity of man and woman, sorry. So if you delete that, or if you start deleting that so much where everyone is just people, then what does that do? That kind of probably starts taking away from straight relationships and a nucleus family and things like that. And that kind of probably is going to add a bit more to people not having kids.
Yeah.
And, there being like a lower birth rate.
Yeah.
And, there's already low fertility and whatnot. And it's probably going to cause fractures in society that people actually probably have not really thought about where it's going to lead to.
Yeah.
Like, fast forward, let's just see everyone keeps going on this trajectory and this trend of not having a gender, and there's no women anymore and there's no men anymore and and then also they're just people. But then also it's going to be, it's kind of a little bit like this. People are in today's society, everyone's, getting lip fillers, they're getting Botox, they're getting cheek, BBLs, they're modifying their body like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, people don't think twice about it when they do it now.
It's true.
Which is what, personally, I think that's wild, but each their own. But if you can do things like that so easily, then what's to stop you from implanting yourself with body parts that are like a fake arm, or eyes that
laser eyes,
but kind of like Deus Ex, where they what's the word, augment their bodies and whatnot. So and then leading on to things like merging with AI. Like, what's to stop people from doing that? Because you wouldn't think twice about it. Because
it's normal. Because
the attitude is, I'm doing these treatments and these procedures to make myself look better, to improve what I have. So if that's the attitude, then you think, oh well, there's this metallic arm I can get instead of having my actual arm that is stronger and and can do this. I
can make coffee and connect to the internet and call my friends.
Literally, and I don't even have a phone anymore. Bye, Apple. So people are going to think of it that way, and then you're not really human anymore, and then the human identity is eroded completely.
That's where it looks like this could lead, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you're going to end up, uploading your consciousness onto the internet and
be immortal and live forever. But, on the internet.
But that's not being human.
In the cloud.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's I think fast forward 100 years, that's probably what it's going to be like.
I think we're a lot closer than that.
If it keeps going in the trajectory that we're going in, that's where I feel like potentially humanity is going, which is quite sad because they've taken everything that it means to be human and deleted it,
Yeah,
or
because
trying to delete it.
They're trying to take us away from God's creation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is sad because God's creation is beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the saddest the saddest thing is that we believe that we need these augmentations. You know, we need the breast implants and the ab implants.
Oh my god, calf implants,
calf implants, all these things to make us look better, be better. All these technologies. I'm going to get this I don't know, phone implant, this thing that's going to connect me to the internet, this AI chip from Tesla. All these things to make us a better human. We're not realizing that we're perfect just the way we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't need to change anything about ourselves. Do you know what I mean? And that's the saddest thing. That's how messed up they've got us.
Yeah. They've got people actually like not loving what God created, which is them, and thinking, I need to be different.
Yeah.
I need to change something.
In order to be loved, I guess.
Yeah, which is sad. That's really sad.
And that's the overreaching issue for everything. All of that. And I think problems is love.
Is lack of love.
Do you know what I mean?
Lack of love for yourself, and that probably also adds to the fact that people are not having. You know, it's like how people say it's harder to find love. It's harder to find love because people don't love themselves.
Yeah, how can you find love if you don't know what it is?
Yeah,
if you're not loving yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, first-hand experience. I didn't love myself. I started loving myself, and then I found you. You just appeared out of nowhere. Now look at it. Healthy, happy, great relationship. But it's you know, so within, so without, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have love in your heart, then you're not going to experience love in the real world.
Yeah,
you can't go out and find love and then receive it. You have to give it first. You have to be love,
and you've got to give it to yourself.
Yeah,
first as well.
You've got to be it.
You know, you've got to have like a really good relationship with yourself
for real
before you can even have one with anyone else. And I think the reality is most people don't. Most people are
they feel
so
empty
busy
inside, and they go and look for love to fill the hole that they have.
Yeah,
with not with just people, but with things.
Yeah.
Materialism, which again is a sin.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the rise of social media and, you know, this whole like getting validation through likes and interaction with other people that don't know you has kind of added to this. Because if you look at like, you know, there's loads of videos on the internet of girls saying, like, I remember I saw one video of a girl, she basically talked about the fact that she got a BBL and she got her boobs done and she got all this work done. She looked great. But she was like, every time she gains weight, I think she said it goes to her butt now or something, and that she has to be really strict, otherwise her BBL will start looking funny.
BBL, they put the fat into your backside.
Yeah, I think they take it from other parts of your body and put it into your bum. So she had like a super fat ass. But she said that the reason she did it.
Is that what you
had? But she did this video to basically tell people to not get them. And she was saying that, like, you know, and she was kind of talking about like how it's affected her life. And basically saying that the reason she did it is because she was dating a guy at the time, her boyfriend, and she saw that he liked a girl's picture and the girl had like fake boobs, so she went and got fake boobs. And then she saw that he liked a girl who had a fat ass, and then she went and got the whole BBL situation. And then she saw that he'd liked, and she just kept trying to be the girls that whose pictures he was liking. Probably the reality is those girls have probably also had work done or had like used ridiculous apps to make themselves look the way that they did, because I don't think anyone looks like how they look on Instagram. I think everyone's faking it, especially people with like big accounts or influencers and etc. etc. I think it's all fake. And
should be fake Instagram.
Yeah, because, you know, even like working through my brand, the amount of girls that I've like come across,
like all of them,
like 99% of the girls that I've like come across to like work with or to like model or whatever, and they don't look anything like their pictures in real life. They don't look like a single like your ass is really not that fat. Like, and remember that chick that I showed you?
Takes her face.
Oh my gosh, the chick who taped her face back. She looked great, but like your face does not normally look like that. You take that tape down.
Tape on your face. You can see it. You can see it.
I can see it, literally. And there was the other girl as well. The one who like face tuned her face so much, and another brand used her. And remember I showed you, and her face,
they blurred her
because
face
they
out.
probably didn't realize that she doesn't actually look like that, because all her pictures were edited and face tuned. And then obviously when she's come to the shoot,
that was so
she looks like a completely different person, and it was awful. And it's like, it's a little bit embarrassing, because it's like, you know, well, why you do this to yourself? But yeah, I think because of this whole social media pandemic where people are obsessed with like modifying the way that they look and amplifying, you know, their features and getting all these extra treatments. Because, and the funny thing is, so many girls that I follow through my brand, they all have work done on their faces, like nose jobs, Botox, fillers, all of it, but they still use filters. And they talk about it, like some of these girls talk about it. They say, "Oh, I can't come on Instagram without a filter. Oh, I look awful without a filter. And let me do the story again with a filter." And you know, they realize how messed up it is, but they're so stuck in the trap that they can't come out of it.
Yeah. Because it becomes their identity.
Because and you know, the thing is, they're so used to seeing themselves that way, and they genuinely start believing that they look that way. And then when they look in the mirror and they realize, oh, I don't actually look like that, or when front camera just accidentally swipes on and they see what they actually look like.
That front camera, it gets you sometimes. Like, and they're like,
shut up, you.
No, you know when you get it down, it's like,
that's the best angle. Ain't nobody doing that angle.
We'll start taking pictures like that.
But you know, they're disappointed when they realize that they don't look like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you've done it to yourself. You've convinced yourself that you need to use these apps and you need to have all this work done, this filter, when really you don't.
You don't need any of it.
You don't need any of it. And I think because of that, and I think the whole rise of validation through social media and likes and comments and engagement, etc. I think that's caused a lot of people to like have so low self-esteem and feel like they need to get these things to get followers. And often, you know, a lot of girls get these surgeries, they get the bum out, they start doing these things, and all of a sudden they've got loads of followers and they've got loads of work.
And that's the validation, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
and
like,
then they think, if I keep doing this, I'm going to keep
getting more attention, going to get more validation, going to get more guys in my DMs. Like, you don't want guys that are messaging you because they've seen a picture of your ass on Instagram trying to chat you up. Do you think they want to marry you?
No.
They're looking at you as a piece of meat and want to just shag you.
That's the facts.
I'm sorry, ladies. It's the truth.
It's facts. It's facts.
Do you know what I mean? Like this caliber of man, really, is that what you want attention from? You're just whoring yourself.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing as well. You have to see it like, you know, because those kind of pictures will get more engagement and they will get more likes because the girls will be screaming female empowerment and the guys will be like, oh, you look so hot. Let me slide into your DM. Yeah, literally, let me slide
100 fire emojis. Maybe if I follow her and if I like every picture and comment on it, maybe she'll fancy me. Maybe I'll get a chance to shag her. Like, just go away, bro.
Like, go read a book or something.
Go, innit?
Like, go read a book.
Bro.
But yeah, I think, you know, that adds to the whole cycle of people not loving themselves. And I think it's just this, like,
it's become a monster, innit? Social media.
Yeah, it actually has.
Like, Facebook really was, I think, is what kind of introduced the realm of, because that was the first, they pioneered likes, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's where it all started. And obviously Instagram, maybe Instagram had likes before they were taken over by Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram's always had likes.
Yeah. So obviously Instagram copied Facebook with the idea of liking the pictures.
Yeah.
And then that took Facebook, because Facebook generally was just comments before.
Yeah, it was like a status updates and comments.
And then you had Instagram, which was pictures. So obviously then that's morphed into a more visual sense of like, oh, we're not just going to like what we can read about you or what you're saying. It's I can like what we see or what you show us.
It was a genius idea, to be fair, because I remember back in the day, people would upload 600 pictures from the night out onto Facebook. So like, oh, well, what to do? Let's create an app where people can post all their pictures.
Yeah.
But you know, sadly, it's just become this awful tool, which is causing people to like
do it for the likes.
Do it for the likes, and not do it for
because
passion.
They want to share something genuinely that they're happy that they've taken a picture of, or you know, want to inform or educate or entertain or whatever it is. It's just become like, I'm going to post this picture because it's going to get me likes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's, you know, and it's kind of sad because I feel like social media and getting work through social media has become such a large part of society in the way that the world that we live in now, that, you know, they're changing their strategy as to what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, people like photographers are not really able to post pictures on Instagram and anymore because, you know, they're pushing reels.
the thing it was made for, they can't use it for anymore.
And it's just ridiculous because, you know, this is it's kind of like when you go to uni to do like a music degree and they're asking you to write essays. That's what it's like. It's like, why are we doing this?
What has this got to do with playing the saxophone?
Literally. So yeah, I think it'd just be great to cancel it out.
Yeah.
Take it back to where it was like 10 years ago.
The
The good days. Just keep it there, where everyone just did it for fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't too serious.
You know what it was? It's because people weren't making money from it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Before when, back
before
to
the whole influencer brand deals,
Yeah.
all this sponsorship. It was just people just using social media to be social.
Yeah. I feel like if they delete all
Isn't
the
it?
element of it, if you want to have one for business, put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Have a business like a separate app. And just bring it back to what it was like, and just seeing the wholesome content and people actually showing what they're passionate about. And because think about all the accounts and all the people that are really good at the stuff that they do, but because they're not getting their bum out, it's not getting seen. It's it's getting trampled all over by OnlyFans chicks and reels
of people doing silly dances
of people doing dances. And the reality is, why is that being pushed? Like,
it's just a dumbing down in the society.
Yeah, it actually is though. Like, are we trying to lose brain cells on purpose?
And that's what the crack is. That's the crack.
That's the crack for today.
It's been a pleasure. Now let's eat.
Yeah, how long we got to cook? 30 minutes?
We got 27, yeah.
27, we get on it.
That was real good.
Yeah, real nice.
Ah.
Don't say we didn't record.
Hey! You thought you were safe and you wasn't. You thought you were safe and you wasn't.
Whoopsie. Is it broken?
No.
That's okay. That's okay.
Please don't cancel us.
Oh, that was a strong one leg.
See that?
That was real strong.
I posted it out there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That's how I roll. Thanks. Smashed it. Smashed it, baby! Microphone, please.
Yeah, nice little quick, we done it.
49.